Hi, so I recently reread Homestuck and I really fucking enjoyed it, so much so that it's like my entire fucking life now. God damn it, why do I have to be neurodivergent? A few Homestuck tier lists here, and you're gonna enjoy it because I told you to. So, without further ado, here are my Homestuck tier lists that are objectively correct, and if you disagree with me, you are wrong. Alright, so first up here we have a Homestuck characters tier list. This is just going to be based off of how much I like them and not necessarily their plot relevance or anything, although that will play a part in this. You will see as I get further into it. Yeah, anyway, let's get started. First up here we have John Egbert, the main character of Homestuck, the one you meet on the first page. What do I think of John? I think he is A-tier material, and the reason why is simply because he's not as cool as the other characters. I do like his character, and I like his whole arc, and I love his retcon powers, and his whole, journey to figuring out who his dad actually was, and then his whole journey figuring out his god tier powers. That was really cool, and I liked it. He's just not S tier material, personally, I think. Rose, I'm gonna put her in S tier. I do like Rose a lot. I think that her entire character is it's like really cool, or it's good. I like her character. I like her relationship with the other alpha kids, and then eventually the trolls, especially Kanaya. I really like her relationship with Kanaya. I love her interactions with all these characters, like her whole sarcastic smart girl thing. I love it. I love it a lot, and I think that's really S tier material. Same thing goes for Dave. I think Dave is also S tier material as one of the most important characters in Homestuck, and also one of the coolest, personally. And I would put him above Rose. I think it really goes without saying, though. I really like Dave, and I think anyone who doesn't is lying. So, Jade. Now, she's also S tier material. Why? I really like oddballs, and I think Jade is an oddball, and that just means John is the only A tier character here, and I think that is very funny and also kind of sad. Anyway, I like oddballs. Also, Jade becomes more important later on in the story because of her prototyping with Beck coming into play. Next up, we have the parents of the alpha kids. Now, they don't really have much character to them, I would say, so I'm going to put them in the Guardians and Denizens tier. Although I will say some of the plot around them, such as John's dad and Rose's mom dating, Bro dying fighting Jack, I really like that. That's very cool. But with characters like Jade's grandpa, it's kind of hard to like them, considering that Jade's grandpa is literally a fucking taxidermied human being pretty much throughout the entire story, if that makes sense. So yeah. Nana Sprite. Now, Nana Sprite is definitely in the story a lot more than I remembered from the first time I read Homestuck. And I do like Nana Sprite, don't get me wrong. She's not a bad character. I will put her in C tier, though, because her entire personality is just being a sprite and making cookies, and I don't know. It kind of gets boring after a little while, but whatever. Lil Hal, aka Shades. I'm gonna put Shades in A tier. And the reason I'm putting Shades in A tier is because as a character separate from Dirk, in a way, he's interesting. He actually has character to him, despite being an AI made by Dirk. Is he very similar to Dirk? Of course, but he is his own character, and I do like him. He's just not S tier material. Lil Seb. Now, Lil Seb is not really noteworthy. I'm gonna put pretty much all the robots down here, like these two, and then when I eventually get to Liv Tyler as well, I'm gonna put that down there as well. I don't think they're very noteworthy, simply because I don't know, their entire personalities being robots. Do I think they're cute and, like, somewhat important to the plot? Of course. But not noteworthy. Not noteworthy enough to rank them as, like, an actual fucking fully fleshed out character. Guy Fieri and the Juggalo Presidents. We're gonna put them at F tier. Fuck them. I don't really think that needs any explaining if you've read Homestuck. And if you haven't read Homestuck, go read it. Why are you watching this video? Alright, so we have Calliope. Now, Calliope is, the sister to Caliborn, who is right here. Hi. Calliope is Caliborn's sister. A tier. I mean, she's a pretty nice character. I like her. I like her relationship with Roxy, especially. A tier material, I think. Caliborn, though, S tier material. I think his whole thing with, like... Do I hate Caliborn? Yes. Is he a fucking creep? Of course. But he is S tier material in terms of, like, character. You know? Especially considering he is literally the fucking main villain of Homestuck. Okay, this is alternate universe Calliope, the one who ended up beating Caliborn and was doomed because of it. I like her a little bit more than our universe's Calliope. I don't really need to explain why. I think she was, like, pretty... I think she was cooler than our universe's Calliope, but not cool enough to be S tier. Tavriska Sprite. A tier. The entirety of Tavriska Sprite's existence was fucking hilarious because you see them for like a second after Gamzee prototypes them, and then they just flip out and blow up, and it's very funny. I love it. So A tier. I mean, for their little time existing together, it's funny. Lil Cal. Now, Lil Cal is one of the few examples of a character that is inanimate, doesn't have any dialogue, but is very important to the plot. I'm gonna put him at B tier, simply because he doesn't have any dialogue and isn't, like... I can't say he isn't sentient, actually. He doesn't have any dialogue, but he is a very important character to the plot, and I also kind of like how it's revealed throughout the story that he is one of the most important characters. B tier. Aerosol Sprite. So Aerosol Sprite is Jake's sprite from the Alpha universe after Gamzee prototypes the bodies of Solix and Aridin. I really like Aerosol Sprite. We're gonna put them above Calliope. Now, the reason I like Aerosol Sprite so much is because it has like the pissed off nature of Solix, and then like just a little bit of Aridin mixed in as well. And it's funny how it ends up playing out. Like, Jake's trying to talk to Aerosol Sprite, and then Aerosol Sprite's like, fuck you, shut the fuck up, I don't want to talk to you. And then Jake's like, oh, you're so nice, you're so cool, you should hang out sometime. It's really funny. Anyway, ran over. Fafetta Sprite. Now, the characters in Fafetta Sprite are cool and, like, nice and everything. I'm gonna put them with Nana Sprite, though, because they don't actually have any dialogue, and I think that takes away from it. Like, their entire, like, dialogue thing is just making cat faces. Or, like, fish faces, kinda. I don't know. We're gonna put them in C tier above Nana Sprite, though. Arqueous Sprite. Now, despite being a mix of Equius and Shades, I'm gonna put them in A tier. I hate Equius, but Arqueous Sprite is funny in how it actually plays out. How this character actually works. Whenever Arqueous Sprite is first made, like, he begs Dirk to touch his muscles, and it's funny and stupid, and I like that. We're gonna put him at the bottom of A tier. Actually, no, we're gonna put him in B tier. We're gonna put him in B tier. And if you disagree with me, this is my tier list, and you're wrong. Cankry Vantis. Now, this is the ancestor of Cardcat, and I have an unpopular opinion. I kind of like Cankry. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of B tier. And you don't get any explanation other than that. Okay, I lied. Yes, you do. So his entire character is like a Tumblr SJW type thing, or like the kind of person you'd see on like Stan Twitter, constantly talking about how problematic things are or whatever. And his whole thing with his character is that he is extremely hypocritical about that kind of stuff. He's very annoying, which is something you'll find out throughout Openbound. However, I really liked that. I thought it was very funny how he annoyed the shit out of everyone, especially like with Karkat. S tier shit. But I'm gonna put him in B tier because he is annoying, and he's a Tumblr-esque SJW, and that is annoying. All right, we have Latula Pyrope, the ancestor of Terezi, who is probably my favorite troll, or one of them, other than Karkat. I'm gonna put her at the top of A tier. Why? She's really rad. Pora Mariam, aka the ancestor of Kanaya, she's gonna go below Aerosol Sprite. And the reason why, I really like her character. I like her synergy with, is that the word? I like her whole synergy with Kankri, you know? Like, she agrees with most of the things Kankri is saying, but she also wishes that Kankri would acknowledge that women are important. Oh yeah, Kankri is misogynistic too. But yeah, I do like Porum. I think she's cool as a character for the, the few pages we actually see her. Rufio. Okay, this is Tavros' ancestor, and unlike Tavros, he is pretty cool. I like him. I'm gonna put him above John. I don't know. I really liked his character, again, for the few pages that we actually did see him. Also, his design is just sick. Like, is there, need I say much? Need I say much? Alright, next up we have Kurlos. Kurlos? I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna put him in D tier. I think that's fair. And the reason why is simply because he's just like, I don't know, for like the page we do see him in, all he does is deliver, he delivers something to Gamzee. And he also mind controls Mulin. And I don't know. There's not really much to his character. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Okay, Mituna Captor. Solix's ancestor. We are putting him in S tier, baby, above Jade. Mituna, he's somehow better than Solix. And I love Solix. Don't get me wrong, I love Solix. But he is funny, and I love that. And he's also just really fucking cool. Like, excuse me? Anyway, yeah, point is, I love Mituna, and fuck you if you don't agree. Alright, next up we have Arania, Vriska's ancestor. Now, if you asked me before she went and doomed an entire universe because she decided to grab John's Ring of Life, I would have put her in maybe A tier. But, you know, since she did that, I'm gonna put her at the bottom of B tier. She pissed me off doing that. Like, she gained the confidence of Vriska and yet somehow fucked everything up even worse than it was already fucked up, and I don't know, that pissed me off. Maplehoof. Now, I don't know why Maplehoof was in the middle of the Dancestors, but I'm gonna put her / him, I don't know the gender, in not noteworthy. It's literally just a fucking horse. Damara. Now, Damara is a funny character. I really fucking like Damara. Her entire thing is that she speaks in, like, shitty translated Japanese. And everything she says is, like, extremely horny in nature, and I think that's funny as fuck. We're gonna put her at the top of B tier. That's it. Alright, next up we have Mulin. Mulin is Nepida's ancestor, and I will say she is pretty much the exact same as Nepida, except she uses reaction gifts, which is haha funny. We're gonna put her in the middle of B tier, just below Lilcal. I don't know. Like, if she wasn't exactly like Nepida, I would have put her anywhere else, but Horus. Now, Horus is Equius's ancestor, and I like him more than Equius, I will say. However, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of C tier. Why? Because he is a lot like Equius, except less of a dick. I like Horus, don't get me wrong, but he is just the most mid ancestor that I have ever seen, and I hate using that word because it's so cringe. Cronus. I hate Cronus. And the reason why is because of things that I won't get into in this YouTube video, because I don't want my video age restricted or taken down for talking about shit like implied sexual assault. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Cronus. We're going to move on to the next one, which is Mina. Mina, baby. I love Mina. We're actually going to put Mina in S tier and move Jade down because I love Mina that much. Mina is so fucking cool. I love her. I loved her. I love her a lot more than I did the first time I read Homestuck, which I kind of liked her the first time I read Homestuck, but I thought she was a dick for some reason, and I remember why I thought she was a dick. However, I don't care about that anymore. I just think she's a really fucking funny and cool character, and I like that. So we're going to put her in S tier, baby. Next up here, we have this version of Jack Noir. Now, this version of Jack Noir got imbued with the powers of Lord English. There's not much to him other than that. He got locked in prison and then saw Lil Cal and gouged his eyes out. Not noteworthy enough to rank him. That's all I really got to say about that. Grimbark Jade, who is a character all on her own simply because it is Jade when she's being mind controlled by the Condess. We're gonna put her in C tier, because while I did like Grimbark Jade and I liked how evil she was and all that kind of shit, something just wasn't very interesting about her for some reason this time around when I read it. So we're gonna put her in C tier. Sorry. We're gonna put her at the top of C tier, though. Alright, next up, we have Mind Controlled Jane. We're gonna put her in D tier, simply because she is very uninteresting. It's one thing that she's Jane, you know, one of the most boring beta kids, but, like, her entire personality is being controlled by the Condess, and she only says, like, 3 fucking words in a sentence, and it's, like, boring, I guess. I don't know. Did I like seeing her sometimes? Sure, because it just meant there was going to be trouble that she had to deal with, that people had to deal with. But I didn't really like it. Okay, next up, we have Dead Vriska. S tier. Now, let me get into why it's S tier. I love Vriska, alright? I love Vriska, period. I mean, yes, she's an asshole throughout the entire story. But this version of Vriska specifically grew up in her afterlife, and learned to not be an asshole through Mina, who ironically is pretty much an asshole. And her whole relationship with Mina is very cute, and I loved it. Every time I saw it, my face just fucking morphed into a smile. It was so cute. And when Mina eventually left her in the afterlife, I got really fucking sad. And that's why I'm putting her in S tier. And you know what? We're going to move those two above Mituna and Caliborn and Rose. Yes, okay, that's it. Okay. G-Cat Tavros Sprite. Now, G-Cat Tavros Sprite is just Tavros, but as a sprite who is allergic to cat. Keep in mind, wherever I put G-Cat Tavros Sprite is going to be where I put Tavros, so I'm going to put him in D tier. Don't get me wrong, I like Tavros. I just... He's not one of my favorite characters. Actually, you know what? I don't want to put him on the same... yeah, I'll put him there. I'll put him there. I'll put him in C tier. I'll be fair to him. Alright, next up, we have Roxy's mutant cat. I'm gonna put that in Don't Remember, because I don't remember a thing about this fucking cat, other than it was a mutant cat that Roxy had. Or was it Rose? Yeah, see, that just goes to show you how much I don't remember this cat. Alright, next up, we have Jaspero's Sprite. Now, Jaspero's Sprite is very funny, albeit annoying. all like very much like Kankery, but like less misogynistic and hypocritical. We're gonna put her in the top of B tier. I don't think she is A tier material. Do I like her character? Of course. I also like how she tried to have a date with Nepeta Sprite, which ends up going bad once this character is made. Dave Pettisprite. Wow, what a perfect transition. We're gonna put Dave Pettisprite in S tier. I love Dave Pettisprite. I love Dave Pettisprite. Oh my god. I forgot how much Dave Pettisprite was actually like a good character until I reread Homestuck, and I gotta say, love them. I love them. They're just so carefree, but they also have the personality of Dave, or Dave Sprite rather. I love that. Okay. Anyway, enough about me gushing about Dave Sprite. Let's move on to Beck. Gamegrl. We're gonna put Beck in the Guardians/Denizens category. I think that fits. I think it fits purely because Beck doesn't really have a character. He's a protector. Yeah, of course, he's a first Guardian, which kind of does fit the role of Guardian. And he takes care of Jade, which is pretty cool. And I love how he's a fucking space traveling dog. That's pretty cool. And then he also becomes like very integral to the story because he ends up prototyping with Jade Sprite and making Beck Noir. But he is a Guardian and he doesn't really have that much character in the story, so I'm gonna put him there. The Mayor of Cantown. We're putting him in S tier, baby. I know I'm giving a lot of characters S tier, but I swear to God, you gotta love the Mayor. You gotta love the fucking Mayor. And if you don't love the Mayor, you're fucking lying. You're lying. Alright? You love the Mayor. Next up here, we have the Peregrine Mendicant, aka the alternate version of Beck Noir. The Peregrine Mendicant, after she got the ring from the White Queen, she decides to go on a whole vengeance thing after Beck Noir kills the Mayor. Very justified, by the way. I think that's based of her. We are going to put her in the middle of B tier. I love the male woman. What can I say? We're gonna move Tavros Sprite down to D tier, and also Horus. I think, actually no, not Horus. I just think D tier needed more people. I don't know. Anyway, the Aimless Renegade. He doesn't really have character because I think he ends up dying pretty fast after he's introduced. His whole thing is like he's a military guy. And also he falls in love with the Peregrine Mendicant. Pretty interesting somewhat, but not enough to be in the upper 4 tiers. I do like his character though. Actually, no, you know what? C tier. C tier. The Windswept Questant, or the White Queen of the Alpha Kids session. Now, again, doesn't really have a character. Therefore, putting her in D tier. Just below Tavros Sprite. She doesn't really have a character. I mean, like, she's introduced late in the first 4 acts of the story. And after she's introduced, it's like, okay. Like, she gives the Peregrine Mendicant her ring. She tells her, oh, you're the new queen. I'll be, like, one of the people who works for you, or whatever. Yeah, she does have a character, but she doesn't have much of a character, and that's the only reason I'm putting her in D tier. Anyway, we have Twinkly Herbert. Not noteworthy enough. Again, I mean, Twinkly Herbert serves as like a guiding light to the Mayor, even though he can't really understand what he's saying. And I think that's kind of interesting. But I don't know. I just don't think it's very noteworthy, or not noteworthy enough to put him in a tier with all these other interesting characters. I don't know. Dave Sprite. Or actually, no, this is the Bird Sprite. Not noteworthy. Because he ends up getting prototyped again very quickly with Dave. Making it Dave's sprite. There's nothing really interesting about this fucking bird sprite. I don't know. Jasper's sprite, though. This one is kind of an interesting one, although it is very much just the same as Rose sprite, but less annoying. I'm gonna put Jasper sprite below Damara. For reasons that I've already explained with Rose sprite. Anyway. Viceroy Von Bubbles and Casey, who are the same, like, fucking consort. Cute character, sure. Doesn't really have a character arc of their own, but I'm gonna put them in C tier because I do like them. I do think they're cute. Alright, next up, Spade Slick. Now, Spade Slick is a member of the Midnight Crew, and I thought it was very cool how Hussey managed to write this story in universe and then make it like into a thing that's important to the plot. I really liked that. Spade Slick is a member of the Midnight Crew, which is a gang in the Alternian universe, and I don't know, I really like it. I'm gonna put him in the middle of B tier. Diamond's Droog, or the Dignitary. I don't remember what his full title is. I'm sorry, don't come for me. I liked him in the Beta universe, and also in the Alternian universe. Although they are technically two different characters, they are pretty much the same. I do like him though. I'm gonna put him at the top of C tier simply because he isn't as interesting as Spade Slick or any of the other characters in B tier. Actually, no, did I say I'm gonna put him in B tier? No, I meant C tier. Top of C tier. Courtyard Droll, or the Club's Deuce. His whole character is just like hee hee ha ha funny. Small dummy walks around doing dummy things. I thought it was funny. I liked it. I'm gonna put him in B tier with Spade Slick. Then we have Heart's Boxcar. Heart's Boxcar doesn't really fucking have a character. So unlike the other members of the Midnight Crew, I'm gonna put him in Not Noteworthy because I think I don't know. He doesn't really have a character. There's not much else to say about it. Snowball. Now this is the Black Queen in the Alternian universe. After she gets exiled, she ends up becoming a member of the Felt, and once she dies, the universe dies. So I'm gonna put her with with Spade Slick because I like her relationship with Spades. Now, every member of the Felt, other than that, though, is going in Not Noteworthy, because they aren't really noteworthy. They're leprechauns, by the way. Their entire thing, is that they have terrible fucking powers, and they work for Lord English. And that's all that can really be said about them. So they're all going in the Not Noteworthy tier. Now, Doc Scratch. Doc Scratch is noteworthy because he is an omniscient narrator of the story in a way, and is also part First Guardian, and also is the vessel for Lord English. And I liked his character. I really liked how every time he came on screen, he had something vaguely creepy to say. It was funny. And he didn't even recognize it was creepy. I'm going to put him at the bottom of A tier. Finally, another character in A tier. Actually, I'm going to put him above Khaleesi. Next up, Bec Noir, the secondary antagonist of Homestuck. Bec Noir. Bec Noir is a scary individual, I will say. He pretty much slaughters everybody in the main Homestuck universe in the Alpha universe. And I don't know. I think his character was really cool, really mysterious as well. I don't know. Is mysterious the right word? Probably not. We're going to put him at the bottom of A tier, though. Next up, the Black Queen from the Alpha universe. Not noteworthy. I think we literally see her for, like, 1 or 2 panels, and then that's it. Same thing goes for this guy. He dies pretty fucking quickly. I remember that much. We're gonna put him in not noteworthy because he's not noteworthy enough. Alright, next up we have Dave Sprite. Now, Dave Sprite is the sprite version of Dave, mixed with a bird. And we are going to put him in A tier, just below Shades. Why A tier? Because he actually had like a very interesting character arc that was separate from actual like Alpha Dave, if that makes sense. I loved his whole relationship with Jade when that showed up. I loved how he became Dave Petasprite. I liked that. I don't know. I really liked his character. And I'm not going to really explain it much more because my brain is fucking foggy. Anyway, next character. Liv Tyler. We're going to put Liv Tyler with the other bots, like I said. Hussey. Now, Hussey is the creator of Homestuck, who decided to have a self-insert for whatever ungodly reason. And his entire character in Homestuck is weird, creepy in a way. I think at one point he hits on Vriska. Huh? I don't fucking know. We're putting him in D tier though. I don't like Hussey in this story. Miss Paint. Not really noteworthy. She is the love interest of Spade Slick, and that's about it. Whatever, man. Okay, now for the denizens, we're going to put them with the Guardians. Mainly because they don't really have character in this story. The only 2 interesting denizens that I can really think of are Echidna and then Caliborn's denizen. But like, other than that, I mean, they're not really that noteworthy. They are kind of important to the story, which again is why I'm putting them in their own category with the Guardians, but whatever. Alright. Now we're on to the beta trolls. The beta trolls are my favorite trolls. Carcat, for example, top of S tier. I love Carcat. I think it is a universally said thing that Carcat is like the best troll in the entirety of Homestuck. I love his growth as a character. I love everything about him, man. Like, I love how he is constantly angry and it's funny. I love his relationship with Dave and the mayor. Just, I know everything about him, man. I love Carcat, and I think that goes without saying. Kanaya. Now, Kanaya is gonna go in A tier. Top of A tier, though. Close to the top of A tier. I like Kanaya. I like her relationship with Rose, but she's literally just troll Rose. Terezi, S tier. I love Terezi as a character. As a matter of fact, she's quite literally my profile picture on everything, and I think that goes without saying that I really like her. Anyway. Tavros. Tavros, D tier. Same reasons I put for Tavros Sprite. I like his character arc with, like, finding his self-confidence. I also like how at the end he ends up coming through and Vriska has this whole mental breakdown because Tavros is useful for once. It's funny. But as a character, he's not really that interesting or cool. And, yeah. Gamzee. Gamzee he's going with Kurlos because they're literally the same fucking character. Solix. Solix is a really cool one. Solix is a really cool troll. I'm gonna put him with I'm gonna put him in A tier, just above Dave Sprite. And the reason why is because I love him. I think I explained it a little bit with Aerosol Sprite earlier, but like he is a angry programmer character, and I like that. It's funny, and I don't know. I like him. That's all I really have to say about that. Vriska. We're putting Vriska, the alive version of Vriska, at the bottom of S. Because I really like Vriska, but she pisses me off just enough to where I'm putting her at the bottom of S tier. The alive version is an asshole. Next up, Aradia. I like Aradia. I like her whole soul, or her whole, like, dream bubble guide, like, arc thing, that she has for most of the story. We're gonna put her at the top of B tier. She is better than Damara, who is her ancestor, who is nothing like her, by the way. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to ramble on too much, so we're not going to explain this. Nepeta. Now, Nepeta, or however you pronounce it, I say both Nepeta and Nepeta. I don't know if it's right. Nepeta. Now, Nepeta is interesting character, somewhat, but she is exactly like Mulan, and I've already rated Mulan, so I'm gonna put her with Mulan. Equius. I hate Equius. We're putting him in F tier. Now, he is better than these characters, but I hate him. We're just gonna put him there. Aridin. Now, Aridin is Aridin. He is Aridin. I don't like Aridin. The thing with a lot of the High Bloods in the Alternian universe is that they have, like, this sense of superiority over the other characters, and it makes them, like, an asshole, and it's, like, the same thing with Equius, right? Except Aridin is slightly more interesting, so I'm gonna put him at the bottom of D tier, but I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like him. I think he's fucking... I think he's cringe. Truthfully, I think he's cringe. Pfeffery. Now, Pfeffery is the nicer High Blood in this story, and I do like Pfeffery, so we're gonna put her at the top of B tier. Yeah, put her at the top of B tier. I like Pfeffery. I don't know. I think she's really nice. I think that she is interesting. I mean, she does die, like, pretty early on into the story. But whatever. Okay, so these are all the Luci. Here we are at the Alternian version of the Dancestors. So we have his honorable tyranny. I don't remember anything about him. We have the Sufferer, and I like the Sufferer, actually. I'm going to put him at the top of A tier. The Sufferer's whole thing is that he had, like, a whole thing for peace and everything. He remembered Cankry's life, because he is Cankry. He remembered Cankry's life from the previous universe, and he was, like, spreading messages about being peaceful and, like, nice to everybody, and I liked that. I think that was really cool, and how he became a symbol for a lot of people in the Alternian universe, I think was just I don't know, I liked it. Now we have Red Glare. I don't remember much about Red Glare. So I'm gonna put that in don't remember. The Psionic, though, I do remember. The Psionic is pretty cool. He ends up being, like, chained up in the Condes's ship to propel it a lot, and I don't know. I just think he's cool. Now for this one, the Condes, pretty much Mina, but, like, more evil. I'm gonna put her in S tier. Very important to the plot, and I liked that. Lord English. Now I'm gonna put him with Caliborn, although they are pretty much the same character. Now we are on to the beta kids, and these are the last characters that I'm gonna rate. So we have Jane. Now, Jane is slightly better than the mind-controlled version of herself, but she is pretty much Nana Sprite, so I'm going to put her with Nana Sprite. Roxy, my favorite beta kid, S tier, love her. Um, I love her whole journey to like sobriety. I love how she figures out like her whole void powers thing with John. I also like how she's the only other kid who survived the doomed universe. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Dirk. Now Dirk is Dave's bro in the alternate universe. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I don't think he's S tier material. I don't know. And Jake. We're gonna put Jake in B tier, and that's just because, truthfully, he is a little bit boring. And GCat just goes in the Guardians tech category. Anyway, here's my finished tier list. Feel free to download it if you want. Yeah, whatever, bro. Alright, next up here, we have a How Normal Are Homestuck Troll Names tier list. So basically, we're going to be going through all the troll names, and we're going to be telling you how normal they are, based on opinion, obviously. Yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So, Aradia, I think Aradia is totally fine. Like, you're not going to get called a weirdo or anything for having it. I think it's a very interesting name to have. However, I don't think you're going to get, like, mocked or maybe even asked about it. I think you're just going to go on with your day all normally and fine. It's going to be cool. Arania, however, you might get asked about it. I don't know. I don't know. Arania as opposed to Aradia sounds like a bit different, and therefore you might get asked about it. Who knows, though. Cronus. Now, Cronus, you might get asked about it, you might not. Main reason why is literally just because it is a name that people do have. It's just kind of like you probably won't find someone with that name, at least in my country. So you might get asked about it, you might not. Who knows? Damara. Now, Damara, it's totally fine. I think you might have. I think there are people who might have names that are similar to that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in. You might get asked about it. You might not, because while it is totally normal, there are people who are gonna fuck it up so much and just be like, "Oh, is your name Amara? No, it's Damara." Yeah. Anyway. Equius. Hold on, we have to make a whole new tier for this. Need I say more? Eridan. Eridan, you will get asked about it. I think it is an interesting name, but you will get asked about it. Theferi, you can't have that name. If your name is Theferi, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. There's nobody named Theferi. What? Theferi is like not a name. It's just not a name. Gamzee, same thing. It's not a name. Horus. Now, if you were to see the spelling, you will get asked about it, but it is a totally normal name if you're just saying it. Like, if you found someone named fucking Horus, you wouldn't be questioning whether or not they have a rich white kid name or something like that, or if their parents hated them. It's a normal name. Kanaya, also same thing. Kanaya is a normal name. It's a very normal name, as a matter of fact. Kankri, though, no. Same thing with Karkat. You can't have that name. Kurlos, you can't have that name. Latula, can't have that name. I don't think there's anyone named that. Mina, that is a normal name. That is a 100% normal name. As a matter of fact, there are people named Mina, and I know that. Mulin, that is... you will be mocked. That sounds somewhat normal, but you will be mocked for it. Matuna, can't have that name. Nepeta, can't have that name. There are a lot of people who are gonna... There are a lot of trolls who are gonna go down here. Porum, you can't have that name. Rufio, that is a real name. You will be fine if you have that name. Solix, can't have that name. Tavros, That's probably a rich white kid name. I'm gonna be completely honest. Terezi, you can't have that name. There are a lot of troll names you cannot have. Jesus Christ. And Vriska. Vriska, you will be asked about it. I don't know about you, but this is pretty much completed. Let's go to the next one. Alright, so here's a tier list based on if I would fight a Homestuck character. Okay, so first up, we have Aradia Megiddo. Would I fight her? No. I wouldn't fight her. And I wouldn't fight her. The reason why I wouldn't fight her is because she's nice enough. I mean, like, even when she was dead, she was just kind of hollow, if that makes sense. Like, she wasn't really, you know, rude or anything. I wouldn't fight her. She's pretty nice. Dave, same thing. Wouldn't fight him. Also, wait, no, maybe I shouldn't put him there. Dave, no, I wouldn't fight him. Dirk, depends on the day. Because there are some days where Dirk would get on my nerves, especially if he was using his autoresponder. Like, yeah. Equius, yes. I would fight Equius. I hate Equius so much. Would he kick my ass? Of course. But I hate Equius. Eridan, if I ever see them, it's on site. Wait, aren't these the same tier? Yes, they are. Hold on, I'm gonna delete this. There we go. Okay, if I ever see them, it's on site. Eridan, like, he pisses me off. I hate Eridan. I'm gonna put him there. Pfeffery, no, absolutely not. I would not fight Pfeffery. I love Pfeffery. Gamzee, they'd beat me up. I would want to fight him, but I would be so scared of him, I would run away, and then he would murder me. And so I'm gonna put him in that tier. Jade. No, absolutely not. I would not fight Jade. I love Jade, actually. So, no. Okay, we have Jake. Jake English. Depends on the day. Although I would totally beat him up if I wanted to fight him. Alright. So next up we have Jane. Only verbally. I feel like sometimes she would just get on my nerves or something. Actually, no. I'll say no. I wouldn't fight her. John? No, not really. I mean, yeah, Carcat, they'd beat me up. I wouldn't want to fight him because I love Carcat, but he would beat me up. Actually, only verbally, and it would only be a play fight, really. Nepeta. Now for Nepeta, I would say absolutely not. Kanaya? No. Rose? No. Rose, I wouldn't... Only verbally. Only verbally with Rose. And even then, I think it would just be like a sarcastic kind of thing. Yeah. Roxy? Absolutely not. I love Roxy. Solix? Solix, I would get into a fight with a lot, and that's only because he would start the fight. And I feel like he would beat me up. Tavros? With Tavros, I wouldn't want to fight him. And even if I did fight him, I would kick his ass because he's in a fucking wheelchair. That's fucked up. Terezi, no. And then Vriska, depends on the day. Why did I put her there? Depends on the day. Anyway, here's my tier list for this. Here's the tier list. Feel free to do whatever the fuck you want with it. Aw yeah, what's up gamers? I'm Gamegrl, and I'm here to show you that girls can game too. Don't go easy on me, guys, unless you want to get beat by a girl. Are you ready? Let's do this! Yo, I'm the Gamegrl, and I got the scores, cause I will butt in game hardcore. I might look cute, but I play to win. Get ahead in the game, cause we're about to begin. Got sweet moves and secret skills. Pull off the codes, combos, and kills. Tapping my fingers like a maniac. This girl's gone bad on the game attack. Game attack, game attack. When I'm on the scoreboard, sure can tell. Game attack, game attack. Cause I found my score, GRL. Game attack, game attack. Gamer guys, better take it like a man. Game attack, game attack. If you can't keep up, just talk to the hand. Gamegrl, the best in the world. Girls rule, and boys drool. I'm kicking rad, just super bad. Better than the rest. When you get in with the Gamegrl, you're getting with the best. When I say game, you say girl. Game, game. When I say best, you say the world. Best in, best in. When I say girls, you say rule. Girls, girls. When I say boys, you say drool. Boys, boys. Let's have a dance party right now. Everybody do the wave. Yeah, that's pretty good. Check it out. Dancing, dancing. Check this move out. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm having so much fun. It's like a slumber party where there's nothing to do but play games all night long. Oh yeah, and no boys allowed. Not that I care. I can beat any boy in any game, anytime, anywhere.